she had a box of 4T-5T pull-ups, Huggies pull-ups for this man-child. Let me tell y'all moms something. I don't give a daggone how busy you are. I don't care how much y'all new moms be like, let them be individuals. Let them grow the way they need to grow. If they're not ready, don't make them use the bathroom. I'll be damned if you need to be pulling on pull-ups with a boy that's big enough to talk and push buttons on an elevator. What in the hell is wrong with these parents these days? That's a no. That's a hell to the no. They shouldn't even sell 4T, 5T pull-ups. Well, if you that damn big, you need to sit your ass on the toilet like big people. No. That's a no. I wish my daughter would still have my new grandbaby in some pull-ups and he a 4T, 5T size. Yeah, somebody might be like, well, he might just be a big toddler. Well, then if you that big, you need to sit on the toilet. And period. That's it. I was like, I wish I would ever buy a damn box of 4T, 5T. No. If that's the case, Miranda, then okay. I'm not speaking of an anomaly like that. I'm speaking of regular toddlers that we know moms who will let their toddler go to 4 or 5 and still be like, they're not ready yet. I was probably a little more radical, right? With all of mine. Even David, people kept saying, a boy is harder to potty train. A boy is harder to potty train. And granted, my girls were potty trained at 18 months. David was not potty trained until he was 2, fully 2. So it took him a few more months longer. But if you consistent and you stick to certain things, they don't need 4T and 5T pull-ups. So again, I'm talking about, I saw the little boy myself and I didn't detect any type of disability at all. And I know sometimes it's undetectable and I'm not insensitive to that at all. And I'm not speaking on situations like, I'm speaking of regular toddlers, regular little boys who are, you know, functioning like regular normal kids. That's the only thing I'm speaking on right now. And I'm saying under normal circumstances, if there's no diagnosis of anything wrong with the child, a 4T, 5T pull-up is unacceptable from my perspective. That's what I'm saying. And how did I train mine? I decided that when they started having the number 2 that smells like an adult, it's time. Okay? And so at 18 months, when my daughters were old enough and having a mouth to be able to say mommy, daddy, pee-pee, all that kind of stuff, I would take their pull-ups off during the daytime and put on panties. No little child wants to walk around with wet stuff on. It drives them crazy just like it does us. So that is what I did, and I did that for David as well. And they peed on themselves maybe twice, and then they were like, I'm not doing this. Because listen, I got on their cases too. I'm like, dude, you better not, you pee on my floor again. I did. I wasn't a strict disciplinarian type of parent, but I would pop them. I would do a pop, pop, pop. Don't you do it again. I would do that. And I was just very, very firm about it. And all of them were, I didn't have a challenge in potty training any of my children. And with David, I was much older with less patience, but he was still in underwear by 2. And they didn't like pee in the bed and do stuff like that either. 4T, 5T, it's a no. Unless there's something medically wrong, then that's different. If you normal, you should not be in a daggone pull-up at 4T, 5T, nothing. I don't care.